Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Bhageshri Vankar and today we will take uh, an introduction about the data structures and algorithm. We just have to introduce ourselves a data structure. What is data structure? Why we need data structure? Hmm? So that we have to learn here the concepts of data structure. So what is data? Data are simply facts or figures, but not information itself. When data is processed, interpreted, organized, structured, or presented so as to make them meaningful or useful, they are called information. Information provides context for data. So normally तुम्हाला माहिती आहे डेटा व्हॉट इज डेटा सो देर आर नंबर ऑफ फिगर्स 10, 20, 25 है ना 10, 20, 30 these are nothing but the data. Chair, table is nothing but the data. The name of the person, name of the countries is nothing but the data. But when you process that data in a particular format, so that is converted into the information. Data म्हणजे काय कुठली इन्फॉर्मेशन एक जस्ट डेटा इज फॅक्ट्स और फिगर्स anything can be the data, but when you processed or organize the data properly, then it forms some meaningful information, or it may be the meaningful data. So that meaningful data is nothing but the information. So I will give you one example of that. So here just example, what is data? So data is like India, 550, Jayesh, marks, anything can be. This is just the example. So these are not, this is nothing but the data. So there are different. India is the name of the country. 550 is a number. Jayesh is the name of the person. Marks is a particular term. So there is no linking between the. But when you process or when you organize the data into in a particular format, then it is called as information. So now when we process that data, when we organize this data, it will be like Jayesh lives in India and got 550 marks. So that is some meaningful data we've got. So that is nothing but the information. When you processed or when you organize the data particularly, then it is called as information. Okay. So we have to know the concept of data structure. In that, first of all, we have to learn what is data and what is information. So data is nothing but a particular facts or figures. When you process or organize the data, it is called as information. Now what is structure? A structure is an arrangement and organization of interrelated elements. When we organize the data particularly, when we arrange the data with some meaning, then it is called as structure. We have to form a structure of the data which is given. ठीक आहे, त्याचं पण एक्झाम्पल आहे बघा की काय होतं आहे. डेफिनेशन आपण बघू पहिले. फर्स्ट, व्हॉट इज डेफिनेशन ऑफ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर? नाउ इन अ computer science, data structure is a particular way of storing and organizing a data in a computer memory so that it can be used efficiently. So there are lots of data है ना. तुम्ही गुगलवर बघता कितीतरी डेटा आहे, तुम्हाला खूप सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिळते तिथे. तर तुमच्याकडे सुद्धा खूप डेटा असणार आहे. तुमचे मार्क्स असतील, तुमच्या बहिणीचे भावाचे मार्क्स असतील, सगळे असतील. पण एकत्र तो डेटा तुम्ही ऑर्गनाईज केला कधी नाही. तुमचे मार्कशीट्स बघा, तुम्ही एखादे बुक्स आहेत, आता घरात जर 4-5 जण शिकत आहेत सगळे, तर प्रत्येकाचे पुस्तकं वह्या तुम्ही वेगवेगळे ठेवतात का? बिकॉज प्रत्येकाला ते सापडायला मदत करायला पाहिजे म्हणून. सो दॅट इज द डेटा विच इज स्टोर्ड properly, organized properly, so that you can retrieve it properly. So same in computer science, data structure is a particular way, it is just the concept by which storing and organizing a data in a computer memory so that it can be used efficiently. Now we have to store the data into the computer memory very properly, okay, so that we can use that data, we can retrieve that data efficiently. And when we are going to use that, or when we are organizing the data in such format, it is called as data structure. ठीक आहे, आपल्याकडे खूप डेटा आहे and we have to store the data into the computer memory. So when we are storing the data into computer memory, we have to store it in a प्रॉपर प्रोसेस आहे ना. बाय ऑर्गनायझिंग आपल्याला व्यवस्थित ऑर्गनाईज करावं लागतं डेटा. कुठे ठेवायचा आहे, किती ठेवायचा आहे, कुठला डेटा कुठे हवा आहे, कुठल्या फोल्डरमध्ये हवा आहे, याला पण खूप महत्त्व आहे. ठीक आहे. मग याच प्रकारे जो आपल्या कम्प्युटरचा डाटा आहे, आपण जो प्रोसेसिंगला यूज करणारा डेटा आहे, वी हॅव टू स्टोअर इट इन अ पर्टिक्युलर वे अँड दॅट वे टू properly store the data in a computer memory so that it can be used efficiently is called as data structure. Okay, so more on data structure. So data structure is a representation of the logical relationship existing between individual elements of data. Now when we are learning data structure, so data structure is a representation of logical relationship. सो यू हॅव टू स्टोअर द डेटा पर्टिक्युलरली ना. ऑर्गनाईज करावी लागणार आहे डेटा. कशासाठी ऑर्गनाईज करायचं लक्षात ठेवा की मला जर एखादा मी डेटा दिला, समजा बँकेच्या अकाउंटचे डिटेल्स दिले, सो आय हॅव द नेम ऑफ अकाउंट होल्डर्स अँड आय हॅव द नेम ऑफ द अकाउंट नंबर. ओके, सो आय हॅव टू स्टोअर द डेटा प्रॉपरली. पण सगळ्या बँकेचे एकत्र केले तर काय होणार आहे, सगळा गोंधळ होईल. सो फॉर दॅट आय हॅव टू अगेन डिवाइड देम इन टू नंबर ऑफ किंवा ॲज पर द ब्रांच ऑर द टाईप ऑफ बँक है ना. ICICI बँकेचे वेगळे अकाउंट होल्डर्स आहेत, ॲक्सिस बँकेचे वेगळे आहेत, पंजाब नॅशनल बँकेचे वेगळे. सो त्याच्याप्रमाणे मी तो डेटा ऑर्गनाईज करेल. कशासाठी, सो दॅट आय कॅन रिट्राईव्ह द इन्फॉर्मेशन प्रॉपरली. ओके, सो वेन वी आर रिप्रेझेंटिंग द डेटा, again there are some logical relationship existing between the individual element. So your account number and account holder are interrelated to each other. तुम्ही आता तुमचे स्कॉलरशिपचे फॉर्म भरले तेव्हा बऱ्याच जणांना माहिती असेल की व्हॉट वी हॅव टू डू, वी हॅव टू लिंक युअर आधार कार्ड नंबर, मोबाईल नंबर विथ द बँक अकाउंट. सो दॅट लिंकिंग इज नथिंग बट द रिलेशनशिप विच इज एक्झिस्टिंग बिटवीन द इंडिव्हिज्युअल एलिमेंट्स ऑफ डेटा. So like that we have to store the data in a data structure and that data structure will maintain that relationship between the individual elements. आता जे डेटा स्ट्रक्चर आहे तुमचे स्कॉलरशिप फॉर्म काय म्हणतात त्याला, तुमच्या समाज कल्याण ऑफिसचं है ना, ते काय करणार, दे विल इंटररिलेट द डेटा. दॅट मीन्स युअर इंडिव्हिज्युअल डेटा, इट इज रिलेटेड विथ युअर आधार कार्ड डिटेल्स अँड इट इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड विथ युअर mobile number. So all this information is interrelated with each other and it is the basic need of the data structure. Okay, secondly, in other words, a data structure is a way of organizing all data items that considers not only the elements stored but also their relationship to each other. Again, what I'm already said to you, that the data structure is a way of organizing all data items that considers not only the elements. Now there are the relationship with each other. So your account number is related with the the Aadhaar number is related with the mobile number. The mobile number is linked to the account number. So all they are related to each other, and to store that data we require the data structure. The data is there, na, तुमचे Aadhaar card numbers, this is nothing but the data. Your mobile number is also a data. Okay, your name is also data, your bank number, bank account number is also a data. We have to interrelate all this data to form some particular structure. We have to maintain that relationship, and for that we require some data structures to maintain and organize that data properly. Now what is the need of data structure? First, it gives different levels of organizing the data. There are different levels of organizing, how you are going to organize the data. At the basic level, what you need, in the deep level, what you are going to need exactly. आता फक्त तुम्ही जेव्हा फॉर्म भरतात, you need just the linking of mobile number with Aadhaar card and bank account number. This is the first level. But in that, the details or the history of all that, it is also related with each other. So there are different levels of organizing the data. It tells how data can be stored and accessed in elementary level. It tells you how data can be stored and accessed in its elementary level. How to store the data and how to access by different functions we have to learn here in the data structure. Again, it provides different operations on group of data, such as adding an element, looking for high priority elements, etc. Now when we are storing the data and we are retrieving the data, in that case we require different types of data है ना. मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की just we are not going to store the data directly है ना. आपण प्रत्येक डेटा जो स्टोर करणार, there is some process, there are some data structures we have to follow, we have to organize the data properly. So why we require this? We have to again retrieve the data set ना. मला आता माझ्या बँकेतमधलं बॅलन्स चेक करायचं आहे. सो सम ऑपरेशन्स आय हॅव टू परफॉर्म. I have to just check the balance. I don't need any transaction details or anything. I just require the balance. So that particular operation I will fetch and it will show me that only the amount. Okay. So to perform different operations also we require the data structure. Again it provides a means to manage huge amounts of data efficiently. सगळ्यात बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल याचं तुमचं बँकेचा डेटा आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये देर आर लॉट्स ऑफ डिफरंट अकाउंट्स अँड देअर अँड how to manage it properly. It is only because of the data structure. So this is the need of data structure. Why we need the data structure? Because there are different levels of abstraction ना. जेवढं आपल्याला हवं आहे तेवढं आपण तो डेटा ॲक्सेस करू शकतो. जिथपर्यंत हवा आहे, जिचा हवा आहे त्याप्रमाणे त्याला ॲक्सेस करू शकतो. इट टेल्स हाऊ डेटा कॅन बी स्टोर्ड अँड ॲक्सेस्ड इन एलिमेंटरी लेवल by using different basic operations. How to access the data, how to store the data, it is also known to us. Then it provides different operations. So different operations you can perform. You can find out the who is the biggest data in that, or which is the smallest data in that, or if I want alphabetical data, then also we can retrieve the data in that format. Okay, so different operations we can perform, and it provides a means to manage huge amount of data efficiently. So large amount of data we can use efficiently, we can store it efficiently, and we can manage it efficiently by using only the data structure. So data structure is a very big part in your computer science, that we have to store everything on your computer nowadays, and to manage that huge amount of data we require the data structures. Now the next thing which we have to learn is the abstract data type. Abstract data types are the entities that are definitions of data and operations but do not have implementation details. I will give the best example for the abstract data type. It involves what can be done with the data, not how it has to be done. Okay. The word abstract means these data and operations are studied independently of their implementation. So here in data structure using C, when we are learning the abstract data type, all the data structure which are learning are the abstract. That means all these data structures are the abstract data types. Why we are called it as abstract? Because what is the meaning of abstract exactly? So abstract means just we know the only the representation part of that. We don't go into the details. मी एक्झाम्पल देते तुम्हाला की एक्झाम्पल तुम्हाला लक्षात येईल सोबत ना. वेन यू बाय अ मोबाईल है ना, मी नवीन मोबाईल जर एखादा घेतला तर काय करतो आपण, वी आर जस्ट फाइंड आउट इट्स फीचर्स. व्हॉट आर द फीचर्स आर देअर. So what is it, which type of processor is that, how much is the screen size is there, then which type of camera is there, quad cam आहे का, अजून कुठले कॅमेरे आहे त्याच्यामध्ये, ते पिक्सल नंबर ऑफ पिक्सल्स किती मोठा कॅमेरा आहे, किती चांगला कॅमेरा, फ्रंट कॅमेरा है ना, व्हॉट इज द रेटिंग फॉर द बॅक कॅमेरा. ऑल वी हॅव टू लर्न. दिस इज जस्ट द ओवरव्ह्यू. Okay, when you buy a mobile phone you must have to know what are the features of that mobile phone. The company show you that this is the feature, this much of the memory is there, this is the RAM, this processor we are going to use, this type of screen is there. All these are the features which company shows to you for the smartphone is the abstract level. Okay, but when you go into the details you don't know how to make a phone call you know how to perform the operation, how to make a phone call you know, but how it is actually get implemented. तुमचा फोन कॉल कसा होतोय, तुमचा फोन लागताना मागे कुठले ऑपरेशन्स परफॉर्म होतात मायक्रो प्रोसेसरमध्ये, तो फोन कसा लागतो, कुठली रेंज यूज करतात, कुठलं सर्किट यूज करतात आतमध्ये, these implementations details are hidden from you. When you are using the mobile phone you know only the basic operations on mobile phone. How to download, how to see that, how to particular access that different apps, how to play a game. This is just the abstract version of your mobile phone. But when you go into the details, you don't know how exactly they are implemented. How to play a game, how when I touch my screen, then how the particular pages are get reflected. Now how the changes are going to be made. This is not the this is the implementation details which are not known to the user. Okay, they are hidden from the user, and so that these features, these functions which we are using for the smartphone are the abstract version of that microphone, sorry, smartphone. ओके, लक्षात येते सगळ्यांच्या. ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट डेटा टाईप इज जस्ट, आपण एक्झाम्पल बघतोय ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट डेटा टाईपचं. व्हॉट डू मीन बाय ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट? सो फक्त तुम्हाला वरवरचं ज्ञान आहे, तुम्हाला फक्त माहिती की हां, दीज आर द फीचर्स, दीज आर द फंक्शन्स वी कॅन परफॉर्म. But how these features, how these functions are implemented is hidden from the user. So whenever you are designing a data structure, you know that these functions we can perform on that particular data structure. Okay, we can retrieve data like your ATM system. Okay, when you go to the ATM, you know how to check the balance, how to change the pin, how to find out a mini statement. These operations we can perform, but how actually they are implemented inside इज हिडन फ्रॉम द युजर. हां, तुम्हाला माहीत नाही की पुढे काय करावं लागतं, पैसे कसे येतात, कुठलं मशीन वापरतात, मोजतात कसे पैसे, किती काउंटिंग होतं. यू डोंट नो एनिथिंग अबाउट द इम्प्लिमेंटेशन. सो वेन यू यूज द ATM मशीन, इट इज जस्ट द ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट व्यू ऑफ द पर्टिक्युलर ऑपरेशन. सो सेम थिंग वी हॅव टू इम्प्लिमेंट इन युअर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर. सो दिस इज द एक्झाम्पल आहे ना, मी तुम्हाला दाखवलं बघा इथे ॲरे. आय हॅव टेकन द ॲरे ॲज अ एक्झाम्पल फॉर द ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट व्यू. In array you just know what are the different, how many elements we can store, how we can retrieve them, but how exactly they are linking in between, how the particular memories get allocated, and how they are linked with each other is unknown to you or hidden from you. So this is also the abstract version of the data structure called as array. Array is also one of the data structure. It is the abstract view. You only know what are the operations we have to implement, how we are going to store, but the deep knowledge of the internal commands we don't know, and how the microprocessor process that particular array, how we are searching the elements, how we are storing the element, how we are completing the particular array is don't know, we don't know about the internal things or implementation details about the array. So it is the abstract version of the data type called as array. Okay. So these are some practice questions. Define the data structure, explain abstract data type. You can go directly to the Google to find out more about the abstract data structure or abstract data type. Then write the need of data structure. Then for the just revision point of view, I had given one question that write a program to take 5 values from the user and store them in an array and print the elements stored in the array. Okay, you have to do, you have to create an array. You have to take 5 values from the user and store them in array, and you have to just print out those elements which are stored in the array. And the second program you have to perform is program to find out the average of an n numbers using array. Okay, so these are just the practice questions. ठीक आहे, कळतं आहे सगळ्यांना? हा सगळा फर्स्ट लेक्चरचा पार्ट आहे. यू हॅव टू मोर गो इन टू द abstract data structures and different data structures, basics of data structure also we have to learn more. These are the practice questions you have to perform. Okay, so this is your first lecture. Thank you.